I'm Dr. Mahua. So today the phenomena which we are going to discuss in this section is the adverse selection. Adverse selection, as the word itself determines, that something which has been selected not in a suitable situation. So that's what it is called, the adverse selection. So it is something which is very related to the insurance company. We understand that from the value of information, that the information, without an information, proper information, there is always a gap between the expected income and value, the expected value which we have received with the information and the expected value without information. So this is something which we understood. But now the adverse selection, we understand from our previous example that from the plum and the lemon, that the low quality good will be crowding out the high quality item because of the high cost of acquiring information, because the people will not have a proper information of the other side, and so the lemon will be crowding out the plums. So this is something which we understand. So now the question is that this adverse selection, people have gone for this adverse selection. Now how can we save it? So we have to so adverse selections, the best example is adverse selection methods always been referred by the insurance company while fixing up their premium charges. So just for example, suppose a company wants to fix up a car theft insurance amount premium. So how it will be they will go for it. They will do a very close survey, and they will find, and suppose for example they find that the theft is not the same in all the area. In the X area the theft is very high, and the Y area the theft doesn't happen. So in this case, what to do? The people from the X area will be very much benefited if they have been insured, and insurance company will have to pay them a very high amount, and the Y sections will not like to go for the insurance because they know that there is hardly any theft case in their area. So then what to do? Who is going to buy the insurance at an average? Nobody will be buying it in average rate. That is the biggest problem. So the average, it has been always suggested that insurance company will try to make out an average price of this too. That is, they will try to find out the average loss which is happening in A and the B area, and they will be charging the premium. But it is quite obvious that it will not be a successful one, because the average price, the B area people will not like to have it, will not like to pay it. Rather they will get an adverse, the insurance company will not get an unbiased selection of the customers, rather they will get an adverse selection. So this is called the adverse selection, which the customers get into, or the consumer. Similar problem also arises in the health insurance case. So in the health insurance, we know that a person, when is been health insured in the health ground, that is, they suppose they have been covered for heart diseases, for their any kind of mishappening, accidents, and then there are lots of things, and then eyes and nose and throat and all these issues. But now the question is that when you go for that insurance, or when a person has been insured in the health case, this is the biggest problem which comes in the adverse selection case. When the people who want to have the most, who are likely to need it, the person who need the most, suppose with an age, your health insurance requirement is also higher. It is very obvious that with an age the issues also goes higher and higher. So that's why you need to pay higher. So suppose for example a person with a raw suppose drinking or with a smoking habits and all will have a much more higher risk, and so that's what in this case, if the person hides the information, or it doesn't give the information of what is the health issues he already had, and suppose and in that case, what will happen? The people will be going with an adverse selection of the health insurance without disclosing the proper information about its own health. And so this way, the adverse selection is something which really affects the insurance company, and it is very difficult in this situation to find out the exact premium which will be fitting out. And it is also possible that a very healthy, very aged person, and in the end we find that a person who is very much aged is quite fit relative to the person who is less of age. Suppose he's in 35 and 40s, but he is getting repeated heart issues, or he has got a sugar issue problems, or with other problems. So now how we do this? This is called the adverse selection issues, which comes up into the insurance company, and which is finally leading to the market failure, and which is only for the asymmetric information. And that's why this all comes under the subject of the asymmetric information and market failure, and the externalities are working here. That is the subject matter. We cannot actually make out that what criteria should be settled down for choosing the benchmark, the criteria, the premiums. For example, is it the age which we should take up, or is it the sex, male or female? It is quite obvious. It has been found by the record that the woman has got relatively less health issues than the male, and their longevities have got much more than male. So is it something which should be paid much more? They should pay the less premium. So this thing is something at which, in the end, we find that the prediction which we do generally with the age or with the, but we come up with some other results. So that's why it is called the adverse selection, and which is a subject matter of the insurance company, which can be taken in much more detail. And and also Pareto improvement is also being talked about in this context. So it should be that this is paradoxical result is due to externality between the low risk and high risk people. So finally, it is a paradoxical situation which we cannot give the final conclusion to it.